Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Landry Ward, who will be fighting on LF8 180 March 29th. Hello, Landry. How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You will be fighting against Lance Lawrence, quite experienced guy. He's a Contender Series veteran. So if you can tell me, because it's a few weeks before your fight, how your camp is going and what do you think about this opponent?
Yeah, man. Camp's going good. Everything's on point. Feeling good. Feeling healthy. So ready to go out and get back on track. Yeah, good opponent. Got a lot of experience. Seems like more of a grappler, so I'm sure he's gonna be coming and trying to take me down. So I'm ready to go keep it on the feet and get a nice finish.
And what do you expect from this fight? Because right now you are one in this promotion, but actually both of your fights were like very good, and the one that you lost was quite close one. So do you think that with this win you will get a LFA title shot?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a close fight in my last one, but I thought I did enough to edge it out. Wasn't a great performance by any means, but I do think with how I was feeling going into that fight, I fought good and did enough to get the victory. But it is what it is. We're here now. That's in the past. So just focusing on going and winning this fight, putting on an impressive performance, doing what I know I'm capable of doing. And what comes after that, we'll see. I'm just gonna go take care of business, and I'm solely focused on that right now.
And about Lance Lawrence, if you have an opponent that you know that you will face, do you like spend time to watch his fights or like analyzing his style?
Yeah, definitely go watch some film on him. Watch some of the fights, pick up on tendencies, see what he likes to do, and develop a game plan around that. Have things that I want to do in sparring to emulate it, and then get to work on that. Obviously, improve in other areas as well, but make it a focus to you know pick up on tendencies that he'll come with in the fight.
And in your last fight, you fought in a LFA main event against Alfred Walker. It was a very close fight. And after a few months, what do you think you, let's say, take watching this fight? What did you take from this fight?
I mean, it was good to go 3 rounds with a vet like that, but really, main thing I took from that is I mean, my body was feeling a little beat up going into that fight. Had a pretty quick turnaround from a tough fight in July. So hard to turn down a main event in your hometown. But for me to fight the way I fought with how I was feeling in that fight, I just know that when I'm at my best, like it's going to be hard to beat me. So I had to let my body rest up for these past few months. Good to heal up, let my body get recovered, and having a good camp right now. Body's feeling healthy, so just ready to go do what I know I'm capable of doing and put on a full skill set that I know I'm capable of showing to the fans, and ready to go get to work, man. It's been too long since October, so I'm ready to be back.
And actually, in LFA, you fought against like two different style because the first one was a like really high level grappler and you did great, and the second one was much of the striker. The like he had a kickboxing bouts and of course he had many knockouts in MMA. So it's like completely different styles that you faced in this promotion.
Yeah, man. Definitely gotta, before you get to UFC, gotta be tested. I feel like I've done that. I don't think I've fought any scrubs over my career. I think I've taken a step up in competition, fight by fight, and yeah, fought everybody from good grapplers, good wrestlers to good strikers, and just proven that I'm a well-rounded martial artist and well-rounded fighter who's ready for that next level. Now it's just on me to go and prove that time and time again. And March 29th, we go prove it again.
And for the fighters like let's say Pereira, when you know that he's a like great grappler, do you spend more of the time like trying to in the training camp trying to defend takedowns, defend submissions, things like this?
Now, I mean, our practices at Kill Cliff, we have a lot of grappling practices. Obviously, our sparring, stand up training as well. But every day is a grind there. So really don't have to get too specific and focusing on this one area. We get a lot of hard rounds grappling, a lot of hard rounds striking. So I just know day in and day out at Kill Cliff, we're going to grind, and that gets me ready for whatever fighter that I'm about to face. I have high level wrestlers, high level grapplers, high level strikers that I get to train with every day. That prepares me day in and day out to go face whatever style of guy that I get to face inside the cage on fight day.
How you get to Kill Cliff? Because it's like the probably the best gym in the world. So how you get to this gym?
Yeah, man, actually pretty crazy story on how I got there, and also my main coach that I started with back in Texas. He's actually from Florida, but how we both ended up at Kill Cliff. So my main coach, Dieter Navarro, he's a striking coach at Kill Cliff now. His wife got a job promotion that took them from Florida to Texas. He was working at a UFC gym. I one day went into that UFC gym just for an extra workout before I was going to go try to play football at a college, and ended up taking a few classes, had fun with it, did a jiu-jitsu tournament after a month, won it, and I was about to go off to college and go to the walk-on day, which is like a tryout for the college football team. And before I was leaving, I asked Dieter, I was like, "Yo, do you think you can get me a fight before I go off to college?" He just kind of laughed at me like, "This kid." He's like, "I want you to train more, like if you're going to take a fight." So I kind of thought about it for a little bit before I left, and I was like, I've had fun doing these jujitsu competitions. I've just kind of got my competitive itch back from football, and I was like, all right, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick with it. So stuck with it. Ended up having a few amateur fights. Me and Dieter clicked instantly. And it got to a point after a few years that his wife got another job promotion that took her to Florida. So they were going back to Florida, and he asked me if I wanted to come. Just I came down, stayed with him here in Florida. We were at another gym, an American Top Team affiliate, actually, that he used to train at back in the day down in Miami. We ended up leaving from there. He hit up Sean Soriano, who he used to train with back in the day. Asked him if I could come in and talk with him, saying that he had a kid. So I went and talked to Sean Soriano, Henry Hoof, and they let me come do a tryout. You know, they liked me, clicked well with the team, and now we're here. Time goes on. Dieter's been showing up at the practices. Henry invites him to come start holding mitts for some of the guys, and eventually he's part of the team. So now Dieter and I have gone from Texas to Miami to now in Deerfield Beach at Kill Cliff. And it's been an awesome journey with that guy by my side.
So it's overall it's a great story and a great gym as well.
Yeah, it was a long story. Sorry for dragging it on, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy story. We still got so much time to go. One day, bring a UFC belt, get to put that around his waist. Started from the beginning all the way back there, and go put a UFC belt around our waist.
And as the kid, do you think about being a football player?
As a kid,
Yeah, yes.
yeah. If you would ask me at 4, 5, 6 years old, all the way up probably till I was 18, I'd have told you I'm gonna be playing in the NFL one day. That was my favorite sport. I played, football, baseball, a little bit of basketball, but football and baseball were my main sports. Ended up quitting baseball in high school to play varsity football, and loved it. That's what I thought I was gonna do. My entire life didn't care my size or anything. And yeah, just ended up not working out. I actually partied away some scholarships after my senior year, but got my head back on straight after that. Was training hard, planning on going to college to try out for a football team, and then like I just mentioned, went into that MMA gym, met Dieter, and now here we are, like 8 years later, 8-2 as a pro, on the doorstep of the big leagues.
But it is great that you like started from one sport that you loved and ended up with the second that you loved, that you are not like working some job that you don't like, but you
Yeah,
like go from one great thing to another.
100%. Yeah, man, I'm super blessed with parents who have been able to help me since I was a kid, like back in my dream. They were on my like backing me all the time when I wanted to play football. Biggest supporters, helping me however they could, and now I changed my dream, and they see how hard I work for fighting, and they're behind me 100%. So yeah, I'm truly blessed to be able to chase my dreams and work to chase this goal day in and day out for sure.
And in the kill clip, of course, there are like probably hundreds great fighters, great sparring partners. But if you can mention, let's say, one or two names that you like to train with, like to spar with, that are that are guys that you are training in when you are in the training camp.
Man, there's just so many. It's hard to point out one or two. Uh, a couple guys I train with a lot. I train with Elvin Espinoza a lot. He actually fights in PFL. He's a very good fighter. Very good. Helps me a lot with grappling. Mitch McKee. He also fights in LFA. He wrestled at Minnesota. Dude's a dog. He pushes me every day. So I guess those are two that I do work with a lot day in and day out. But there's so many in there. The the level, not just the level of talent, but the level of character of the people in that gym is it's great to be around, and it definitely just makes you want to keep working harder every day that you're in there.
Two names that you mentioned are like also at top level prospects, yeah, like
Yep.
yourself.
Yep. Yep. Well, like I said, just you got guys that are at the top that have held UFC belts. They're currently holding belts in other promotions right now. Then you got us, on their tail, trying to chase that same dream. So we have in that gym, we have great people to look up to and follow a blueprint, and we're in there chasing it as prospects ourselves.
And when you are in the training camp, uh, how many times do you train a day? How your overall day look like?
Yeah, overall day will usually be about training session wise two, maybe three if I need it. But usually about two. We typically have very hard sessions in the morning. At night will be a little bit of a cardio push and then some technique stuff. Um, yeah, two or three times a day, typically two, and then obviously I have my got to make some money on the outside too, so I'm training clients and coaching when I can. But yeah, two hard training sessions a day, then about 6 days a week. Usually have Sundays off. Sometimes, depending on how my body's feeling on Sunday, I'll do an active recovery. Little jog, maybe some swim, or if I'm feeling too beat up, I'll just take that day and completely rest.
And outside of training camp, do you like to take days or maybe even weeks off, or you are still going to the gym all the time, like day by day?
Yeah, if I'm outside of training camp, I'll definitely still be in the gym day in and day out. Maybe I just won't spar hard this week. I'll go in just move around light. But I'm always wanting to go get better, go improve. I'm still very young in my career. Even when you're an older guy in this game, there's still so much to learn at all times. So it's hard to take a day off because then you feel like you're getting a step behind. So always want to be in the gym, whether I'm in training camp or not. Really, the only thing that changes is like the intensity.
And in the perfect world, when would you like to see yourself in the UFC?
Perfect world. I think I go out here, finish this guy March 29th in exciting fashion. And I mean, I believe a call can be there right after that. I go do what I know I'm capable of doing, just putting his lights out. And I don't see why a call can't be on the other side of that. I've fought a lot of tough guys. I've fought a lot of vets, and I feel like I have the experience and the skill level to be in the UFC. So I don't see why it can't be on the other side of an impressive performance here come March 29th.
I agree because before your Walker fight, you have the like few fights winning streak against really good opponents. So it's not that they were on the beginning stage of their careers, but they were very good fighters. So I think that with this win, you would be perfect to go either to do the UFC or the Contender Series spot.
Yeah, I can definitely see either one of those happening. I do think with a very impressive performance, a short notice call will be likely. Um, but they do like doing the Contender Series route nowadays, so I can see that happening as well.
Yes, actually, it's right now it's more of the like short notice opportunity or the Contender Series. It's quite rare thing
Yeah.
right now that they
Yep.
picking a good fighter from local scene and they just put him on the card.
Yep. 100%. That's usually your way of getting into the UFC nowadays.
And do you have a fighter in mind in the who is right now in the UFC that you would like to face either as your first fight there or maybe later on?
Uh, I mean, obviously have lofty goals as a prospect. I look at the top of the division fighting like the Holloways, the Port or the Port, the Volkanovskis, the Toporias. Obviously, that's where you want to be. When we talk like first fight in the UFC, first couple fights in the UFC, I don't know why this one came to mind, but it was funny. A couple of my friends from back home in Texas, we have like an MMA group chat. They were talking to me. They're like, I can see you fighting Nate Landwehr. Uh, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I might be messing up. I can see you fighting him when you get in the UFC. And I was like, you know what? I think I can see that too. And I think that'd be a pretty fun fight. That'd be an entertaining fight.
Yeah, he always bring action. So I think that with your
Oh
style,
yeah.
it would be a like fight of the night candidate.
Yeah. I'm coming for the performance of the night, but if fight of the night's on the cards, I'm not turning that one down either.
And do you like watch over like fights, not even your possible opponents, but overall like top level guys from the UFC?
Yeah, man, I watch fights all the time. Uh, funny enough, I'm a fight fan and a golf fan, so usually my YouTube is like just hours of fights and breakdowns of grappling, some submission, anything like that, other than like these YouTube golf channels. So I got a funny mix on you, but yeah, either fights or golf. If you see my YouTube, that's usually what you see me watching. So two things that I love to watch and love to do, obviously.
Do you do golfing? Do you play golf?
Yeah, I like to play golf when I can. So hard to get out there all the time, but yeah, when I can, I definitely like to go hit the links.
It's probably good thing to be focused when you are in the moment and you like you can't think about anything else than like hitting the ball.
Yeah, yeah, golf is good because it's like you're outside being active for like 4 hours. It's not crazy hard on the body, but it's a very hard like mental game. It's so easy to hit a bad shot and just get pissed like anything in fighting. If you get hit with a shot in fighting, you got to calm yourself down, not overreact. Can't be getting too angry. So it's a nice mental game, and it's also a nice relaxation after intense weeks of training.
And do you have a like fight that you are right now really looking for?
A
Like
fight?
as the
No,
fan,
as what?
as the fan.
Oh, okay, a fight I'm looking forward to watching. Uh, you know, I'll say I'm an O'Malley fan, so I'm looking forward to this O'Malley and Barrett fight. Uh, I do think O'Malley is able to, get it done, bearing some perennial nerve kicks. But no, I think O'Malley will go and get that one done. That's an interesting fight. Big build up after their first fight. Then if O'Malley does get it done, I really want to see him and Marab. Just the classic stylistic matchup. Striker versus grappler, insane gas tank on Marab. So that'll be a fun fight. And then I'm really looking forward to Gilbert and De La Maddalena. I think that's another clash of styles. Uh, I like De La Maddalena's style, but I feel, I'm day in and day out watching Gilbert train, seeing how hard that dude works, and I'm ready to go see Gilbert take it to him. So get a little tank in Gilbert going up against more of a finesse guy in De La Maddalena. Uh, yeah, I'm excited for that matchup and ready to watch Gilbert go do his thing next week.
I think that everybody like and respect Gilbert because of his all of his great performances, either as the lightweight or the welterweight. Of course, Khamzat Chimaev fight. So it's like I think that he's like one of the most popular fighters in the UFC.
Yeah, I think so too. Even before the Chimaev fight, he was so active that he was getting all that notoriety and, was putting on crazy performances. And after that Chimaev fight, I think that made even more people, who were kind of casual fans just watching because they were seeing all these Chimaev videos. They see him go toe to toe with Chimaev like that, and like, who's this guy? Even though he's been in the UFC forever, who's this guy? Gilbert. Yeah, man, Gilbert, man, he's a great dude, great fighter. Yeah, but blessed to be around him day in and day out. He's actually like been behind me, helping me, pushing me a lot. So I'm blessed and grateful to be in Kill Cliff and have him around me for sure.
And what do you think about featherweight division? Because right now we have a new champion, is Ilia Topuria. Do you think that Volkanovski should fight for the title next, or do you see any other solutions for this division?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Volk was so good for so long. It's hard not to give him the rematch. It's just, two back-to-back KOs. How long do we wait? How long do you give him to rest? Uh, you know, I don't remember the date for UFC 300, but I know Topuria is saying like he's not wanting to turn around too quick. Max Holloway goes out and ends up beating Gaethje. I don't see why you don't give Max the shot at Topuria after that one. So yeah, it's tough. It's just got to see like how Volk's doing mentally, how his health is. Two bad KOs like that's tough on the body. Definitely need like probably at least a year off for that. I would imagine that fighting at the highest level like that. So I guess it all depends on timing, and I think it should either be Volk or Holloway fighting Topuria next.
I think that these two fighters, Volkanovski or Holloway, are like two obvious choice, but as you told, there is a matter of timing, of course, and it's like many things depends on how Max
Yeah,
will look like in the Gaethje fight, and of course when Topuria will be back in the cage.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I saw, but I think they were saying Topuria doesn't want to fight for like 7 or 8 months from now or something. I was like, man, taking in that title title time as much as he can. No, that dude's good. Uh, he's going on his little European tour, and you don't see him at the was it the Real Madrid game? Is that where he was at?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's some crazy stuff. I can see why he wants to take it all in, but I feel like 7 or 8 months is a pretty long turnaround time for the title. But we'll see who they give him. We'll see how the timing lines up with the contenders. The division's in like a little bit of a weird spot, but now it's a little more exciting with a new champion.
And you are a quite experienced fighter right now. And if you can tell me, how do you deal with this stress before your fights?
Deal with stress.
Yes.
Stress, man, it's just work, just going into the gym, busting my ass, knowing I'm doing the right things. When you do the right things day in and day out, it really does take a lot of stress off you. You don't have to think, like, oh, no, I didn't do that workout. That's probably not good, or I ate this bad food. Like how's my body going to react to that? Doing the right things day in and day out and busting your ass really takes a lot of stress off. Obviously, there's still a little bit of stress. The fight game is stressful. It's not the highest paying, especially starting out. It's probably the most risky for your health, but just surrounding myself with the right people who, you know, back me and affirm me and know that I'm doing the right things and know that they've got my back, whether things go good or things go wrong. You know, that takes a lot of stress off your life. So just doing the right things day in and day out and just surrounding yourself with the right people who actually care about you for you and not just this status that you either have now or will possibly have in the future.
So good team and hard work. This is like
Yep.
the best solutions for the
That's
success.
the best. Oh yeah, that's the best solution.
And outside of fighting, like you said that that you like golfing, but do you have any additional like hobby or passion, the thing that you like to do outside of like training?
Yeah, typically if I'm not like at practice golfing or fishing, I'm just like hanging out at the house with my girlfriend and her dog. So I got three things I like. Got fighting, golfing, fishing, and then hanging out at the house, when I need my rest with my girl and the dog. We got a crazy dog. Dude's uh dude's very entertaining. He tries to talk to us and stuff too. He's got some husky in him. He's a funny dog.
So all of these activities like are outside because when you go with the dog, he had to like run. When you are fishing, of course, you are also outside.
Yeah.
So it's like all the time you are on the outside.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the outdoors. I don't like being cooped up inside too much. Being outside in some fresh air, around some scenery, especially on the water. I like being on the water when I can. I am more of a freshwater guy when it comes to fishing, not too much of a saltwater fisherman, but yeah, just being outside with some fresh air in nature. I mean, it's hard to beat that. That's good for the mind. That's good, nice and relaxing environment. So yeah, I definitely like to spend my time outdoors for sure.
I have last three questions. It's also outside of world of MMA. If you can learn one skill, but not anything related to combat sport, what kind of thing you would like to learn?
Ooh, one skill. That's good. I think, man, I don't know if it's a skill, but speaking multiple languages. I know a little bit of Spanish, but not enough. But I want to knowing like three languages, being fluent in three languages. I guess we can consider that a skill. I would like to be that. I want to get fluent, definitely in English and Spanish. I've been down in Florida for so long. I should be fluent in Spanish by now. I can pick up on little things. Starting to try to learn a little bit more, but I definitely should know more by now. But yeah, being fluent in like three languages, I think that's one thing that I want to do, and I need to make a goal for myself to do.
Yes, it's probably a very, very good thing because you probably will be able to talk to like almost everyone if you
Yeah,
have like three languages.
yeah, and there's so many like cultures in Kill Cliff. You're hearing different languages all the time in the gym, so it sucks sometimes being like what they say, and then you're trying to like communicate with your training partner, and it's just like hand signals and handshakes. So it'd be good to be able to communicate in there and outside of fighting. Good for business and just yeah.
And if you can can have an answer to one question, it can be anything. What kind of like answer, what kind of question do you have to have answer to?
If you could have, if you knew the answer to any question,
Yes, yes. You can ask any question and you will get an answer to this
oh,
question.
oh man, that's a good, dang, that is a good one. Say, what investment's going to give me the biggest return in the next year?
Yes, definitely beneficial one to have this answer.
Oh yeah.
And one last question. If you can book an MMA fight, but between non-fighters, who do you like to see in an MMA fight?
Between non-fighters. Oh man. this is gonna be a good one. Let's see. Trying to think. I think I want to see. Probably thinking some NFL players here. I want to see. Let's see. Vontez Burfict against Antonio Brown. I don't know if you know much about NFL. Do you know anything
A,
about the NFL?
a little bit, a little
A
bit.
little bit. So Vontez Burfict and Antonio Brown, they're like Vontez Burfict played linebacker for the Bengals, and he hit Antonio Brown like pretty blatantly bad, and I'm pretty sure he got suspended and fined from the NFL for it. But just two dudes who don't like each other, and the NFL athletes, they're specimens. That'd be funny to see them two go and fight.
It's a great fight, probably a quick one.
It might be.
Okay, Landry, so many thanks for the conversation. I hope that you will deliver another great performance in the LFA cage, and later this year we can see you either in the Contender Series or maybe even in the UFC.
Yes, sir. We'll be there, man. Thank you. I appreciate the support and I appreciate the good luck. So we're gonna go make some good things happen March 29th, and things will come together by the end of the year.